Okay, so you are all summoned to a briefing on 00. You read the mission briefing that was posted earlier, and Rosewild tells you that this is a coffin hop. You will be transferring into the body of another person in that universe. So,
very nice.
You're led down, you pop into the coffins, pop, and the lid closes. And then you are transported across universes into the bodies of some adventurers on their side of the universe. So, do you want to tell us one thing that's interesting about the body you've hopped into?
It says 3 nipples.
Okay. So, Earl's hopped into Scaramanga, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else? I mean, you don't have to. It's just if you wanted to have any particular...
Just say the first madness that comes in your head, guys. It's how it works.
No. You just need time to process your madness, don't you? That's what it is. Right.
Right. Andy's character is unusually tall and ginger.
No, he's not. He's just realised he was looking down and he's so pleased that he's still got his kilt on, and then he looked a bit further up and he discovered he's got breasts, and you know what that means? It's not a kilt.
Oh God.
Oh God.
Oh God. He's done that thing.
That thing. Yep.
Yeah. Brissy?
Well, he's going to be useless this adventure. He's going to be playing
Mine's
on
from
them.
Cornwall and hates cider.
Oh my God.
Oh no. Oh, this is going to be such a problem. Dave, is there something unusual about the one you've jumped into?
Yeah, one of those modern things.
One of those what, sorry? Right. So, sorry, Dave, you cut out there. You arrive just on the outskirts of town. It's a typical Cornish fishing village in about the 1800s. It's coming into evening. There's a big thunderstorm and flashes of lightning split the sky. There's quite a downpour going on. And you basically trudging down the hill towards the village. You're wearing sort of 1800s adventurer type gear, like what they were wearing Sharp or something like that. Brace is carrying a Baker rifle, and the rest of you are carrying pistols, and you have swords. Brace, you also, in addition to the rifle, have a sword. Basically, you've been told to head down to the village and speak to the contact. They get a generalised location of when there's a problem, but they don't actually get a specific location. So generally, you've got to poke your nose about. It's one of those tiny little villages. So there's kind of like a main street with some streets off of it. And in the distance, it's pretty obvious which is the pub, because it's the biggest building in the whole town, basically.
Do we know where our local contact will be, or?
Yes, he owns the pub. That was in the briefing.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. Okay, cool. Well, we'll head on down to the pub then.
Right, you splash through the pouring rain, trudging through the mud, down the main street, and you come to the Bucket of Blood pub. The sign, it's white painted. The sign depicts a woman pouring a bucket of blood down a village well. The lights are on. You push the door open. You step inside. You're already drenched through by the time you've gotten there. A lot of the locals seem to be sitting around the various tables. They all stop and look at you as you walk in the door. You come in, you stamp the mud off your boots, and the barman standing behind with one of those big chunky sweaters with a rolled up neck on, with a bit of a white beard and unkempt white hair. He's standing,
Fingers, please.
polishing the bar. Sorry, what was that?
We walked into Captain Birdseye's pub.
Pretty much.
Are there any spare tables we can go sit down at?
Yeah, everybody looks at you as you walk over to the bar, and then slowly the conversation starts up again. You walk up the bar, and there's just the barman there. There's a guy sitting with a pint, but he's sitting at the far end. There's always one guy at the far end of the bar, sitting against the wall. He says,
"Good evening, barkeep. Pint for each of us, and a small glass of sherry for the lady."
He says, you picked a fine night to come in. He starts pouring you pints.
It is catting, rains, and dogs.
That it is. He says, how can I help you?
Yon's cousin, Jack Blythe, round.
He says, that's me.
I hear dogs barking can't fly without umbrellas.
He says, I heard that. Yeah, he finishes pouring your pints. He leans conspiratorially in. He says, I've had a letter off a Rose to expect he's coming in. He says the thing is, around here there'll only be one place that it could be, to be honest. And he goes, that's the old haunted house up the coast. That's right, gentlemen. We're playing Scooby Doo Fate.
Do, do,
He says
do.
He says it must be the old haunted house that's further up the coast.
Ask me if there's bar snacks.
Bar snacks, that's... What be that? Be that like food, what you serve at the bar?
Yeah.
Like a pasty or something like that.
Oh, they'll do pasties.
Says, my Mrs. G does the pasties, like.
Oh, I'll have a pasty. Oh, guys, this is a really good idea. We could roam the universe at different time periods, eating really important foods. Cornwall for a Cornish pasty.
Right, so
Viennetta for ice cream cake.
He shouts out, Oi there, get you some of them pasties out the pantry and warm them up and bring them out here. 4 for my friends. And then he leans back over the bank and he goes, while my lass be getting that ready for you, he says, what you need to do is you need to be speaking to old Fred Tingley over there. He nods his head in a direction. He goes, he's a gameskeeper of sorts.
You mean a poacher?
Aye, but we don't say that around here.
Right.
He says he's the
Pheasant collector.
He's the only one who's been up the old haunted house in the last 20 years. He comes in here, he tells wild tales and stories of what he's seen. Usually if people buy him a drink, then he'll happily bend their ear.
Buy me, I would like a large tankard of your whatever he drinks.
Certainly, sir. He pauses it out. He goes, there you go.
I'll drop an exorbitant amount of our coinage on the table for him. Just like sort of, there you go.
Yeah. You because you're actually inhabiting local bodies. You've got like local coinage on you.
I think we should go and sit with Mr. Tingle while we wait for our pasties. Can you put an extra pasty in for Mr. Tingle?
Certainly, he shouts, oi, Mildred, put another in the pastries in out out the thing. Put them in the oven.
Let's get one out of the freezer.
No, we have a pantry. I don't know what you mean about them freezers.
Oh, it's northern for pantry. Urkel, you couldn't flirt with him, could you?
I could try.
I am genuinely crying at this point.
You might be crying. I'm sobbing. What would that come under?
Hilarious.
That was the wrong choice of words. I realise that now.
If it's Andy, it'll be probably forceful.
I was thinking because it's his first time in a lady's body, it would probably be carefully.
Yeah, very
Bloody
gentle.
carefully.
Bloody careful. Right, so
how hot is he?
So no, Mr. Fred Tingley is an old-fashioned grubby poacher. He's got a long grotty coat on, a straggly beard, straggly hair. You know, the type who, like, he'll come into a pub and then he'll pay by pulling out a pheasant and dumping it on the bar, like freshly strangled.
Yeah, have some rabbits.
Yeah.
How many rabbits is a pint of beer?
He looks, when you're looking him up and down, he looks like he's nursing his drink in the corner because he obviously hasn't got much money on him.
I will go over with the gang.
Right, so you all go over as a gang.
Yeah, we go over as a gang.
He says,
I'll take the mug and put it down in front of him. Mr. Tingle, the barman, Mr. Blythe, says we should speak to you.
He looks at it, he goes, "Aye, it's a vile night to be out there in the rain, isn't it?"
It is a vile night. So, about this haunted house, by the way, there's a pasty coming.
Oh, he
Like
says, "I do love my pasties." Oh, God, aye.
Oh, can I go wrong with a pasty, can you? But you know what? Bit of rabbit in a pasty. I've heard that's very good. Bit of pigeon as well.
He says, "I'm not sure I would know anything about that."
Oh, don't worry about that. We're not king's men. We're here collecting tales of the unexpected.
He says,
Sorry.
"Well, if I had a whistle whether I could spin you such a tale as it'd curl your toes."
Curl away, my man. Curl away. And I'll take out some coinage and say, and let me buy you a few drinks for the future, and just put it on the table in front of him.
You can have mine, because it's cider.
He says,
I've already bought him a drink. He's got 2 drinks
he's
now.
got 2 pints. He lifts one up and he takes a good long slug of one, gets it half finished. And he says, that's better. He says, the house has stood on the coast for 2 decades or more. It's been empty. He says, there'll be strange lights and strange sounds. And he says, I mean, times were hard. Times were hard last year. I went over and there was some rabbits out in the back garden. I thought, it'll be safe if I don't go too close. So I went round the back, and there's a little side shed and a back door. And he says, and there was nothing there. I could hear no sound. I could see no beasts. So he says, I thought, it's just old tales. It's just old tales, and curiosity got the better of me. I thought, I wonder if there's anything left in the house I could get to salvage for a few pints of bitter. And I went in the kitchen. The place is downtrodden, and it looks like part of the roof's collapsed. It's all wet. Then I went through the back, and I sees a staircase going down. I says, and it is the most horrible sound. It turned me hair white, it did. He says, horribly up from down the stairs, there's just a wave of rats. He says, and behind them, the master, it was a vampire. a vampire. And then he takes another drink of his thing. He shudders visibly. He says, and I fled out that house. He says, and as I ran back through the garden, he said, I was almost trapped, almost eaten alive by some WOUSs. And then another patron sitting nearby goes, WOUSs? Weasels of unusual size? I don't think they exist. He said, they nearly had me leg off. They were as big as ponies they were. And he says, and I flew and I've never been back since.
How did you know it was a vampire?
He says, I saw his shadow cast upon the wall.
And?
Well, it's well known that vampires control packs of rats. What else would cast a shadow in a creepy old house?
He has a very good point. Obviously, a learned gentleman.
Get the man another pint.
He says, thank you, son. He says, but the reason that everybody wants to be in there, he says, it used to be an alchemist's house. And the rumours be that he's got a philosopher's stone in there. He's turning everything to gold. Just so many riches waiting to be had.
Well, I can see this going nowhere but badly, but we're on the trail now, so I think... is there anything you could recommend that we would need in going to this place?
He says, aye. He says, take bags of salt and holy water and take some crucifixes. He says, and when you see the vampire, you have to cut his head off and put a rose in his mouth and bury it separate from the body.
Okay, so we need a rose, some stakes, some silver, an iron nail, crucifixes, holy water,
Garlic, thyme,
garlic.
butter.
Yeah, we're not going to cook them. Well,
I asked the old guy, is there a church nearby?
Aye, there's the chapel just up the road.
well, I'll have a trudge to the chapel to get some holy water. If you knock up what we need here.
Well, we can do that in the morning. No point going out in the rain now.
Ah, yes, but they'll never expect us to attack in the night.
Keep your powder dry, young man.
Oh, actually, that's a very good point.
Right, so you're gonna go to the church and get some holy water and stakes and nick some roses out of people's gardens.
No, I think we'll probably do that in the morning. I don't want to be trudging around in this rain at this time of night.
He says the old house, it's 4 miles up the coast. You just follow the coast road up, you can't miss it.
Innkeep, could we have some... Do you have some rooms we could use?
Jetta says, aye, son. Aye, no bother at all. I'll get you booked in. And he pulls out a ledger. And he says, I understand if you can't write. Just mark your X in the place there, mate, and I'll put you 4 rooms.
Right, I'll sign my name with a flourish.
He's like, oh, a learned fella. Oh, we don't get many of them down here.
Men too.
Is there a garrison or armory or sheriff's office around here?
No,
Constable's place?
he says, no, we don't hold none of that round here. He says, we just a little fishing village.
Where would one get some more gunpowder?
There's nowhere around here who'll sell it. You do seem to have a plentiful amount because you carry your black powder weapons. You've got your waterproof powder pouch with your ramrods and your things like that. She says, "No, sorry, mate. You got to be traveling miles and miles to find anything like that. Take you days and days and days."
Oh well.
Is there any?
That means we won't have to worry about the revenue turning up at any inopportune moments.
Is there any shops that sell provisions, or we're going to have to mooch around and try and get some?
She says, "Hey, old Maggie there. She runs a general store. She's got just about everything you want. She does robes. She got bags. She got food. She got candles."
Bet you don't got pasties as good as yours, though.
Yeah, the tray of hot pasties turns up. They're extremely delicious. Proper Cornish pasties, or as they call them, pasties.
Oh, thank God for that. I was clamming.
So you book into the rooms, unless there's anything else you want to do, or do you want to question anybody else?
No, we're all good. We have a plan.
Yeah, you have a pleasant night's sleep, although the crashing of thunder and the lightning strikes that shines brightly through the window occasionally wakes you up. But you get up in the morning, the rain's just about stopped. It's with that horrible light drizzle that barely feels like it's raining but just slowly soaks into you, and the sky's overcast.
Right, get out an early start. I'll head to the chapel.
Right, yeah, you head to the chapel. It's just a small country chapel. There's basically
I'll take a couple of empty cider bottles with a flip cap.
Yes. The vicar or the pastor doesn't seem to be there yet, so you just walk in and have a dip.
I'll fill up and I'll drop some money in the collection.
Well, that's awfully nice of you. Right, so Earl goes and gets the holy water. Is anybody else? Are you going to the store, or are you just waiting for him?
Yeah, we'll go to the store. We'll get provisions for a couple of days worth, just in case. Rope, stakes, candles, usual crap. The Acme Adventurers pack sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, you get a set of generic equipment, stakes and hammers and bags of flour and whatever thing. And then basically you're ready to set out, unless there's anything else you want.
We need more salt.
Salt, and I'll get a couple of stakes. You know what I mean, Mitch?
Yeah, I do. A couple of stakes and some salt.
What about lanterns as well? And lantern oil?
Yeah, lanterns and lantern oil. Good
Lanterns and lantern oil, yeah. You throw some money onto the counter. You've got your characters that you've jumped into seem to have plenty of money.
Not for long.
Not for long. She thanks you for your purchase, and you head out into the overcast and drizzly night. You hike up the coast road. The road to the house winds through rocky coastal terrain, offering a view of the sea below. Low clouds press upon you, occasional patches of sunlight appear over the water, and a stiff wind blows in off the waves, carrying the briny stink of churning seawater.
Seaburn.
Yeah. Well, it's in commerce with Seaburn. You hike up the road, and the house sits on a rocky outcropping right next to the sea, surrounded by a wall. The decrepit house sits on the highest ground in the area around it. A stone wall has crumbled in many places, exposing the interior grounds. An ornate metal gate lies open at the end of the road, swaying slightly in the wind. Wild flora grows throughout the inner yard, but all the years cannot hide the evidence of a well-tended garden that once sat here. Near the house, the rotted wooden roof of a water well rises out of the tall grass. So you basically got a big wall with a courtyard. There's the front door, and off to the right-hand side, inside the wall, is a well.
A well.
A well, aye.
Well. Go over to the well. Does it smell like
always-
someone's been pouring blood down it?
Right.
Do we have a map for this, supposedly, or...?
You do. We've got a map of the house, but unfortunately, I don't have a full map of the outside because the stories of the house are all together on one map. So if I do I might be able to show you a little bit.
No, I was just wondering if we had a problem like last time also.
Right, so control and click. Are you zooming in on that map? It's only a tiny sliver at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereabouts is it?
Under the big map that we've got, the play map.
Hang on.
Yes, I can't seem to do a ping at the moment. Again, that's something that I need to iron out, but
Wait a minute. I think I may, yes.
I don't know why I can't do a ping. So there's windows, there's a front door, although
Yeah. Got it.
the gentleman said that he'd gone round the back. Right, you go in and Earl heads over to the well. Right, it's a decrepit well, and you lean forward to see if there's anything had been poured into the well. There's a sudden hiss, and a snake strikes out from between the stones of the well, Earl, and attempts to bite you.
Oh, I better not be there when
So-
it does.
So can you do a quickness roll, please?
I can. I just rolled the bones. Do I actually need to?
You
Check what
need to add your
quickness
quickness on too, yes, if you...
I'm being a bit weird today. Quickness is 2, so that's 3.
So I get a 1. Right, so the snake strikes out of your hand. It's got quite a big fat head. It looks like maybe some kind of adder. It strikes out of your hand. You manage to just whip your hand out of the way.
I shall draw my sword
should
and take
draw
a
your sword.
step back.
Yeah, you all see Earl jump backwards. There's a hissing noise and this snake strikes out but misses him. Quickness. So Dave and Earl are joined at 2.
Oh, hang on.
I shall, at maximum distance, chop it a bit. Like lean into it.
Right, come on then. He's like, it's another. Right,
I will quickly dispatch it.
right, go ahead then. You get a 2.
I forgot to press the quickness again, so it's a 4.
Right, I also get a 4 because it's striking quickly. So you do strike it, and you easily chop its head off. It's just like another sized creature, and the corpse falls to the ground. But unfortunately, you're all looking at Earl. Andy, can you please roll a quickness roll?
I can. Pychic.
You get a 0. I get a 2 plus 1. Right. You fail.
I'm not that sort of girl.
You're not. Right. You feel a sharp pain in your leg. You take two hits, which you can put into. You can put into stress. You can fill your 2-point stress. There's a big hairy body. You look down. You let out a short grasp. There's a big hairy body has grabbed you in its jaws, and it's dragging you backwards. There's also a second one which has grabbed hold of you, but it's grabbed hold of your belt that you're wearing, and they start dragging you backwards away from the party towards some bushes.
What sort of big hairy body?
It's a giant. Hold on, actually, I can fill this bit in. It's not much
Weasel?
of a. It's not much of a help. Yes, it's a giant weasel. It's about 4 feet long. Well, there's 2 of them.
Right.
It is a weasel of unusual size.
It is indeed a weasel of unusual size.
But these will be Weasley distinguishable, are they?
Ah!
Can it be a stort because they're slightly different?
As you may be able to see.
I approve of this method.
Aha, right, okay, we've got that bit working. As you can see, there's the well, Andy.
Right.
You are being dragged away. One of them's bitten your leg, which is bleeding. Another one's grabbed your clothes and it's dragging you off towards the bushes. In the bushes, you can see 2 more beady sets of eyes.
Right. Can I just check this one that bit me leg? Is it like, did it just bite me, or is it like biting me and dragging?
It's biting. It's dragging. There's a pair of them are dragging you towards the bushes, where you can see 2 more sets of beady eyes in these bushes.
Right.
You will stand at the back, unfortunately, but you do obviously go, yeah, you bugger, or whatever.
Oh my!
Yeah. I may scream something like "lads weasels," whilst attempting to drag my pistol out, because if this thing's biting me leg, its head's going to be very, very close. So I'm hoping that I can just lower my pistol and point blank range shoot it through the top of the head.
I'm hoping you can actually say that now.
Yes, I can. Weasels of unusual size.
Right. So it goes, and it drags your blood's like soaking your stocking or whatever you happen to be wearing.
Stocking.
Yes. And you've, like I said, you've taken two stress. Right. Andy draws his pistol and you shoot at the WOUSs.
Yep. Do I get any bonuses or anything for it being virtually point blank range? I mean, how can you miss a weasel's head at that range?
You can roll to create an advantage with a difficulty of 0.
Right.
So roll your 4D fate dice.
Hang on.
So that's just a roll the bones will do. And
okay.
add your quickness, I would think.
Right. Oh, well, that makes it...
Yes.
Hang on.
So you get...
Yep, that makes it a 3 in total.
Yeah, so you gain the advantage of point blank. So you fire and you get a +2 to your combat roll.
Right. Now, that being the case, if I'm now rolling me combat roll, what will I roll that on?
That will generally be forceful. Forceful, right. Because it's you're shooting with a gun. Shooting with a sword. That would be a good sword.
Yeah. Oh, well, there we go.
Wow, okay. So you've got a +2 though, so that's a 1 shift. So the one that you're fighting that's dragging you by the leg, you raise your flintlock, you put a bullet clean between its eyes, and it squeals and falls to the floor.
And I'm rather hoping the noise of a flintlock going off might make the other one jump and leave go with a bit of luck.
Possibly. Right. Gentlemen, Earl has beheaded the asp, but then you hear a kerfuffle behind you, and there is a shot as Andy flies his flintlock. So we have Earl has acted, Andy's acted, we've got Davey, then Brissy. Unless you've changed your quicknesses.
Yeah, I've changed my quickness. You were allowed to add +1 to approaches, weren't you?
Yes. So it was. Did you put yours into quickness?
Yeah.
Right.
Got quickness.
Okay. Right. I've just marked that on my little card. Okay. So Dave, you go first.
I will use my gunslinger. I get a +2 to hit when I am using quick shooting.
Right. Okay. Right. Dave whips out his flintlock, spins it around his finger, shoots at the weasel of unusual size.
So that's a 4 total. No.
Oh, easily. Right. Right. Andy, there's a musket ball whistles between your leg and gently inserts itself between the weasel's ears. Goes in one ear, comes out the other, and it drops dead.
Look at you, hard it hit down there, Andy.
Fucking hell, that was a bit close.
Nah, you've lost a bit of girth, you'll be fine. Got a shorter sporran.
Right. Brissy, it's your next with 1 quickness, I believe.
Yep, right. I will spin round with my baker and I will draw bead on any targets that I see. If I see that both of these two are down, I'll obviously, check just observe and see if there's anything else to shoot at. So at the minute, I don't know, there's 2 extra targets.
Right. Make a clever roll.
Oop, no.
No.
-2.
You have not seen any extra targets, but you are ready with you hold your rifle up.
Yeah.
Right. Earl, a second snake of a slightly different colour and slightly larger puts its head out between the rocks of the well, and that one tries to bite you as well. It looks like it could be a mated pair. So, what would you like to do? It's going to quickly try and strike at you.
I'll watch where it's going to strike and cleverly dash to one side, leaving an opening so I can quickly dispatch.
Right, roll quickness because you're dodging out of the way. Oh, -1. Again, it strikes at you, but you're just too darn quick. You dodge to the side, and then you can take a swing at it. Right. The dice. Right. So, again, you step to the side, you bring your sabre up, and you chop its head clean off, and it falls dead to the ground next to you. There's good eating in them adders.
Delish.
Yeah, right. So that goes to it. Right. You just start to pull yourself together, Andy. But this, the noise and the violence in which the WOUSs have been dispatched, you hear a rustling in the bushes, and it seems like the other two are running off.
Oh, that's a relief. I'm limping across towards the well, going, look at the state of this stocking. It's bloody ruined. And I'm going to have to help me dress up and take this stocking off and use it as an impromptu bandage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, in full view of everybody.
Something we've ever seen before.
Well, actually, that is. He's never had one of those before.
Yeah, he's not had them before ever.
While Andy's first aiding, I will keep an overwatch just in case anything else tries to attack us.
Well, it's a lively garden.
And remember to reload, Andy.
Yeah, yes. When once I've bound my leg up, I shall reload. Can't I get away with this one-shot business?
I know, it's just stressful.
I nearly said bollocks, but I haven't got any.
That's true. Okay, Andy spends a few minutes reloading and binds the wounds. He's got a nasty deep bite mark in it.
So it's something to say, Andy, I'll first aid you. Show us your cash.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Thank you very much. Right. There you go.
It's not the sort of injection he was expecting.
I am just trying to move character dudes about.
Just wait till this is all finished and this poor bloody woman wakes up.
She's like, I've got massive teeth marks in this. And
Tell you what, she'll never dare show her face in that pub again, I bet.
Yeah, right, okay, we've actually got some character tokens. Hurrah! You'll need to zoom your map right in because of the shortage of screen estate. Rather than jumping us about different screens, I've just put the maps on here. So you're standing over by the well. You can see down the sides of the house.
Yeah.
I take it Andy lets us know there was more weasels.
In the bushes, they ran away when I fired.
Yeah, they seem to get quite a shock.
I got a bloody shock, never mind about them.
Weasels of unusual size? I don't think they exist. Once I read those giant weasels, I thought, I have to do the WOUS joke. Right, gentlemen. So, it's all quiet, other than the drip of blood from the decapitated snakes from the well. The WOUSs, which have got black powder weapons embedded in them, the corpses twitch just a little, but they're definitely dead.
Do you think they're not already yet?
You know, if I skinned one of them weasels, that would make a lovely fur stole.
It certainly would. Just give me several hours while I attempt to skin this. What would you like to do?
Can we see the back? Sorry, can we see the back door for the house from where we are now?
No, you're at the front door of the house, which is next to the path, which is to the left. I know it's a bit of a weird way I've drawn the map, but there's bits of other maps that are overlapping for some reason. So
yeah, all I see is like a big black square to the left of us, like below the house thing. So, well, it looks like right on where the path is. So
yeah. Just ignore that. That's an overlapping bit of map because there didn't leave much space between them.
Okay.
So that is, you can see the path. That in the centre of the path is the front door, or you can see around the side of the house now. The poacher said he'd gone round the back chasing rabbits.
And he said there was a hut round the back.
I have a quick look at the windows on the front, starting with the top ones, to see if anybody's looking out of them.
Right, okay, make a clever roll.
One.
You do not see anybody looking out of the looking out of the right. Okay, Brissy, what are we trying to do?
Okay, we'll wait till Andy's got himself sorted, and then are we going to go ahead around the back, gentlemen, or are we going to go a frontal assault?
And there's the two snakes that you've already dealt with. What would you like to do? The house looks dilapidated, and it looks like you'd easily force the door open.
I think we should go at least, like, you know, go in the perimeter and check that. So I think we should head around the back. But
And then
it's
at
whatever.
least if we go around the back and we force the back door, it's not quite as obvious to anybody else coming up the road.
Yeah.
Because they might think we're burglars.
Okay, you head round the back.
My big rifle to the front.
You don't encounter any further troubles. You should be able to see more of the map by there. Yeah, so you can see you cautiously start around the outside. It's all sealed all around the back, but there's a lean-to on the left-hand side, and that's got the open back door. That appears to be where the poacher went in.
Yeah, I think I would found a decent place to enter yet, like either a door or a window.
Right, you've got a front door there, where you are, or you've got the back entrance there where Bracey is. Otherwise, you can climb up and try and get in one of the top floor windows.
Is there no cellar doors or anything?
Not on the outside, no.
Let's go in through the back door.
Do you want to check this lean-to first? I'll go check it out. I'll cover you.
Okay. I'll draw my pistol and sword and head towards the lean-to. I'll keep your pistol in my offhand, though. I'll head towards the lean-to and have a look inside.
Okay, you're looking to the lean-to. It's basically an old-fashioned patio type with a collapsing roof on it, and the pavement's cracked and overrun with weeds, and it leads. There's a back door, like at the back there. You can see, which is here.
All right. Okay.
That's the back door there.
I'll have a bit
It's
of
closed,
a
but it's rotten. It looks like you could either open it or easily force it.
That'll open it.
Right, you push it open and it goes.
Let's do an 18th century version of a breach and charge. Earl, your foot, please.
Yeah. Oh, dunk. Right, I'll open it up and have a look inside.
Right, inside, the door on the north wall leads to a small patio. In the southeast corner, you can see there's a pile of refuse. There's an old fireplace that hasn't been written in many years. The floors look water damaged and they creak slightly underfoot. And there's a door on the east wall that looks like it leads into the house.
Right. Slowly make my way inside. Is it light in here?
It's during the day, and there's enough broken windows and holes in the walls and the roof for you to be able to see dimly. It's not dead bright, but it's like, you know, easily enough to see by.
All right. Okay then, boys. Let's go.
I think you should be able to move your tokens, maybe.
No, oh, wait a minute.
Right, can you please move your tokens into the room where you'll be moving then? So we know where, and then
I can't move me token.
We can
Just
sort
a bit
that.
awkward.
We can sort that. Do not worry.
Right. Well, if we're going to be
Try
traveling around
that.
the house... Right, hang on. Yep, that's better. So... Well, if we're going to be hunting around the house, I shall haul me skirt up from, like, the back to the front and tuck it in me belt.
Right, okay. You cautiously creep into the room, guns drawn. Bracy, as you move into the room, you move in and move to the right-hand side. And then the ground, there's literally a gigantic mouth surrounded by teeth, opens in the ground. It's when you get within about 4 feet of it, it just appears in the round. And the voice that comes from it is deep and malevolent, and it says, "Welcome, fools! Welcome to your death!" Can we all please make a clever roll?
Oh, hello, old man. How are you?
Oh, I've lost my 4DF button.
Use your character sheet. Just click on clever and it automatically adds it on for you. Right. Sadly, everybody seems to have succeeded, and nobody's terrified or gets free fate points. This does not seem quite as scary as perhaps it was intended to.
Like it's all in our mind.
But after this gigantic mouth and lips, after it's done this, it fades like spooky ectoplasm through into the floor and disappears.
Somebody's pulling our what's-its, lads.
I'll look for any holographic projection cameras.
I will prepare to tear a mask off someone and reveal it was the guy from the bar.
Right, Dave. So, do you quickly look for it? Do you carefully look for it?
You know what we did do well?
What?
Ask if there was any pesky kids in the village.
Oh, no.
Right, so, quick -1. No, Dave, you don't find anything, sadly.
Can we
Dave searches the
system
room
on this?
and looks around. You can, yeah, if you want to search the room, yeah. So Bracy assists, yeah?
I'm gonna carefully check, and I want to check where this thing was. See if there's any like residue. You know, was it actually something physical, or was it a projection, or whatever?
Right, go on then. 5. Wow.
8.
No, you don't. It automatically adds them for you if you roll off the character sheet. You, however, do get a 5, which is a little bit above the 1 you needed. Right, so Bracy, you kneel down to the floor. Firstly, you notice a set of footprints, which are almost completely covered in dust, but are leading from further inside the house and walking to the exact spot where that mouth appeared in the floor. The second thing you notice is there's a very faint crack around where it appeared, as if there's a door or some sort of flap underneath it.
Okay, I'll point this out to the lads.
The footprints come from this door and head here and then to that section.
Well, we're going to need to jimmy that open.
Yep, out with the sword.
You haven't got a crowbar hidden on you anywhere, have you?
It should be in the Acme Adventurers pack.
Is there a pry bar in the adventure?
There is, yes, there's a pry bar in the adventure pack.
Right, I'll get to work with the pry bar. You cover us.
Cool.
Right. Earl forces the floor. Presumably.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And right. There's a shower of dust. And make a roll, please. A forceful roll.
I'm not particularly forceful, but I've suddenly become forceful.
Right, with a mighty heave, wrenches up this trap door, and the dim light filters down. You can see that it looks like there's a rope ladder leading down, and beneath you can see some light coming from the east underneath the floor. It obviously leads down into a room down there.
Oh, I light a lantern.
Okay, you light a lantern. Heaves this trapdoor and throws it to one side, and then pulls a lantern out and begins to light it up. What about the rest of you?
I'll continue to cover out.
I'll take me spare bottle of lantern oil and I shall tear a piece off me petticoat and make a wick for it.
I turn around and say,
Just in-
you're actually
just in
running out
case.
of clothes.
Eh?
You're running out of clothes. You keep using them for things.
I've never had this many clothes to use for things.
Ah, that's true, I suppose.
They're not mine anyway.
Also fun. And
Who
true.
says the miniskirt was invented in the 1960s? Ha!
Mhm.
Okay, yeah. Andy starts tearing off more clothes.
Well, no, just a bit of the petticoat to make into a wick for this impromptu Molotov in case we need it.
Yeah, he does love his Molotovs, does Andy. Right, Davey, what about you?
I'll light a spare lantern.
Right. So we all light lanterns. Bracey cocks his beta rifle, and what do you do then?
Well, we're going to have to go down, aren't we?
Or go through the door.
Well, we could go through the door. But I think this way is more sensible. Right. I'll climb down and then one of you pass the lantern down to us and get ready to drag us out if something bad happens.
Do you want to tie a rope round your waist just in case?
No, that seems a bit church.
Right.
I'll
So
put that on your gravestone then.
Well, yes.
right, you climb down, and you drop into what looks like a cellar. There's a door, an opening to the east with two doors, and there's a door in the north wall. I am just going to give you some map to play with, because I'm kind of like that. So please bear with me. Right, if you can move your move you over here to the right, Earl. Oh, I might be able to. Is that pinged you?
Yeah.
Right. So, this is a large cellar. Torches are actually burning along the walls to the east. It's been converted into a living quarters. There's 10 crude beds standing along the south wall, each with a wooden locker at its foot. A long wooden trestle table ringed by rickety stools dominates the centre of the room. Metal cutlery, cups and dirty plates atop the table. There's a cook stove installed near the table and evidence of recently cooked meals sit in and pots sit atop it. A large ham hangs from a loop of twine near the stove. A sturdy set of stairs leads to a trapdoor in the ceiling. So when you load yourself into the thing, you actually landed on stairs. There's 2 wooden doors on the east side of the room.
Right, I wait for the chaps to come down. And I will carefully look around.
Is there any spoons on this table for Earl?
Oh, yes! Cutlery.
Yes, there's a lot of spoons.
I'll take a spoon. No, I'll take 2 spoons and a fork.
Right. You gingerly clamber down.
Can't help it. It's the colour of my hair.
Right. So there's a door in the north and 2 doors in the east. Like what I described, you have a look through. The boxes that's at the foot of the bed, and you find clothes and personal belongings to several people.
Can I just check? We don't have a map for this bit, do we?
You do. You should be able to see it.
Whereabouts is it?
If you scroll slightly to the right of the map.
Is that it?
Wait a minute.
Have I just pinged you there, Andy?
Ah, yes, right. No, I found it. It's all right. I found it. Yep. I'll go and help yourself to a slice of ham.
Yeah.
I'll take over a position.
The ham looks fresh.
Where the bottom of my token is, Rich, like beside the bed, so I can cover the door to the east and the one like the kind of northeast.
Okay.
While the other guys have a mooch around this place.
Well, if it looks fresh, I shall carve myself a slice off.
Right. Andy pulls out a pocket knife and chops off a chunk of ham. Licking his lips, he goes, that's nice. Very salted though.
Probably not from vampire then.
Well, if the ham's fresh and edible, which it appears to be, this is obviously not been vacated, and recently they're obviously still here somewhere.
Which means they're probably our guys that we're after.
So, are you just you're just milling about in the positions roughly where you are looking around the room? Is that right?
Yeah.
Robert, I'm just going to move myself a bit so I can get a bit of a better look. Whereabouts is the ham? Which end of the table?
The ham is here.
Yeah, that didn't help.
Oh, where the little square is at the end of the table.
Left hand end as I'm looking at it?
As you're looking at it, right hand end.
All right, yes, I'm with you.
And I will point you at said ham.
Champion. So I'm probably about there.
Yes.
Right, got you.
Right, you're the closest. You notice the door that's the furthest away from you on the east.
Yeah.
That has a wooden bar across it, and it looks like something's scrawled on it in white paint.
I'll go and look, but I will not get so close as when it says there's a trap. Do you know what I mean? I'll stay at a distance.
Right. The door to your left appears normal, which is the one to the north, but the one ahead has a wood bar across it, held in place in brackets on the frame and the door itself. The word danger in capital letters is whitewashed on the door.
Do it. Do it.
The door is solid. Everything down here looks solid, and it's not decayed like the upper level.
Well, I think we should look through the door. So I will carefully check around the door in case someone sets some sort of alarm.
I shall draw my pistol just in case.
I will move slightly down a few beds so I can get a better angles if I need to put a shot through the door.
Right, so put yourself. So Earl, this bar, it easily slides out. It's not nailed in or thing. It is very thick though. So you easily take the bar off, lift it, and put it down to one side.
Okay.
Can you hear anything through the door?
Can you hear anything through the door?
No. Like the howl of a million bloody WOUSes.
You can listen at the door. Do you wish to make a roll? Do you carefully listen at the door?
I'll listen.
Right, you listen. You listen at the door, Earl. Yeah, you don't hear anything. There's no howl of anything. There's no.
Is there any light?
There's no ectoplasm.
The
There's no things that pour out from the door. There's no light coming out from under the door. No.
I'll shutter the lamp and turn the light really low, and then slowly push the door open.
Right.
I'll draw a bead on the door while he does this, just in case.
The door creaks open.
The privy.
It's a privy. It's quite dark. The light barely shows the chamber. It's about 12 feet across. The corners are filled with shadows. What little you can see is dingy and dirty.
I'll turn the lamp up and look around.
Right. So you step forward into the doorway and you shine the lamp around.
Yeah. Right.
As the light plays through all of the shadow areas, you see standing upright human skeletons. They appear to have something on them, as if it looks like they might have had some kind of coloured wax poured all over the skeletons. And as you play the light over them, horribly, inexorably, they seem to come to life and walk towards you, Al.
I'll take a step back and close the door. I'm going to move as quick as I can.
Lock the door.
4.
Right, so Earl shoves the door closed just in time as there's a thump on the door and the door moves, and then there's some horrific scratching comes from the other side of the door. Sounds like bones being raked down wood.
There's waxy zombies in there.
You had to do it, didn't you? You had to open the door.
Someone was going to do it.
It wasn't
Does this door look like it's going to hold?
It does. Once you put the bar back in place, it seemed to have a bar on it with a danger.
Yeah. In future, I think that should be heeded. So there's no other exits down here, is there?
No, there's a doorway that is right next to you, as you can see there.
All right, let's go and have a listen at that door.
And that's the only exit from the room.
Right. So I'll listen to that door.
Carefully. Yes, he does. You hear nothing.
I will do the same at this door as the last one. I'll turn down my lantern and slowly open the door. Crouch slightly to one side just so that Bracy can put a shot over me head.
Right, okay. Andy, Dave, what are you doing? Right, you still continue to hear this horrible coming from behind the door that Earl quickly slammed shut and just went, no. No.
Well, I don't want to be anywhere near that door. I'll stay over here by the ham till we get this other door sorted out.
Yeah, you sort that out. I'm going to sort this ham out.
Yeah, but I've got my pistol out just in case.
Right, you slowly push the door opens. It opens to a small room. Unlike the barracks, this room holds comfortable furnishings and appears to be well cared for. There's a comfortable looking bed in the northwest corner with a wooden locker at its foot. A small wooden table stands against the east wall with a padded leather chair beside it. On the table, a brass 3-branch candlestick with 3 burning candles provides the room with bright light. The candles, though not fresh, are far from spent. Under the table is a small wooden box and an unlit bullseye lantern with a movable shutter over the lens. On the shelf above the table sit 3 books, and in the northeast corner is a closed wardrobe.
I shall go in.
Right, which is this room. That room there. Right, Earl walks in. Brissy, you stand in the doorway covering him with your rifle?
Not right in the doorway, but against the wall, against the far wall.
Next to the door where there's this horrible scratching sound.
No, I'm not so close that I'll be grabbed, but close enough that I can see into the room and cover out.
Okay. Andy, are you continuing to munch the ham?
Well, yeah, but I'm keeping an eye on that open doorway.
Davey, do us a favour.
What?
See if you can grab one of these beds and drag it in front of the door where these bloody skellies are.
Okay, I'll do that.
Just so if they do get the door open, they ain't going to charge straight out. They're going to trip over this bed.
And
Cheers,
we're okay with living skeletons covered in dripped wax or whatever it is, are we?
Oh yeah, fair now.
Yeah, they're fine if we don't think about them.
Yeah, because they can't exist, can they? Although maybe you did break the universe, so.
Who broke the universe?
Don't know, mate.
I don't think we did that.
I don't know what
It
you're
was
talking about.
like that when we found it.
I think it was already a bit broken.
Anyway, if they're covered in wax, sure, fire will melt that wax.
Exactly, you say.
Right.
I knew that Molotov was a good idea.
So, Earl, you are in the room by yourself.
I'll look at these books.
Right, there is a volume of erotic poetry, fully illustrated.
Keep.
A naval almanac listing tide times for the area of the coast around Salahallow. 100 miles of coastline. And a treatise concerning a deity called WOUS and its minions.
WOUS.
Yeah.
WOUS. IUZ.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. George, I absolutely hate you.
I know I'm terrible at that.
You are an evil man of evil seed. I've
So-
not heard of any of this.
So as you flip through the books quickly,
Yes.
a sheet of parchment falls out of the third one.
Oh, I'll pick it up and have a look.
It's got some writing and then some kind of foreign language. So it's got words, then a dash, and then some words in a foreign language. The words say "stop, fight, lift, come," that kind of thing. It's obviously some kind of translation.
I bet that controls the skellies.
Ah, right, okay. I'll go over to the skeleton door and I'll say the stop word.
Right. Do
Just
you
noise
still
stop.
hear the horrific scraping as if something are trying to claw its way through the wooden door?
I don't think that worked. I will memorize the stop word
Okay.
and then I'll fold it and put it in my pocket.
Okay. Right. So Earl's sits to the door. Brissy, are you just going to continue to hang there?
No, has Davey managed to block this door yet? With the bed.
Yeah, with a loud. Dave drags
Right.
across. Andy can help him if he needs to. So the pair of you drag a bed across and push it up against the door.
I'll go in the room with Earl and I will start a careful search.
I will draw my pistol and cover him while he searches. I will also assist him where I can by offering advice, for that is my...
4.
Right, you carefully search the room. Right. So are you opening everything you can? Or are you just searching around, lifting stuff up, whatever?
Well, the first thing I want to do is look see if there's any traps or alarms or anything. Or if they don't know here by now. Worst buddies in the world. And I will.
Let's see, flintlocks going off. Screaming,
Exactly.
Screaming ectoplasmic mouths.
Exactly. No, I'll just start going through stuff. Well, the first thing I look for is just if there's any hidden exits from this room.
Right, there's no hidden exits from this room. You find the lantern. The lantern has a shutter on it, like I said, but it's got some kind of mechanism that looks like it can be rapidly opened and closed. And
Kind of
like a signalling mirror.
like a signaling
kinda like-
mirror.
Kind of like Morse, yeah.
Inside the wardrobe, there's a fancy floor-length oilskin coat, and its sleeves contains numerous pockets trimmed in iridescent green silk. Under the table, God damn you and your careful search roll, and Earl helping, that's a +5. Right, under the table you find a hidden compartment that's got some kind of weird old-fashioned looking book in. When you open it up, it's written in a crabber's hand, and it's got devil symbols and all sorts of weird arcane things written in it.
I'll give that straight to Earl.
Ooh, I'll read that.
And the small wooden box holds 12 candles, flint and steel, and a piece of parchment.
Ooh, parchment.
The
Read that.
parchment has a specific,
and all the
a
ending.
specific set of instructions written on it.
I will read this instruction.
200 grams of flour, 300 grams of sugar, bake at 230 degrees.
I'm going to have a bio break. I'll be back in about 2-3 minutes.
Right. Okay, so the instructions read thusly, because, you know, instead of putting it where it is next to the thing, it's right at the other end. Right. Long, short, short, short. Is it safe? Question mark. Short, long, short, long. Everything safe. Long, long, long. Ready, unload. Come to the ship.
Oh, the smugglers!
Yeah.
It's the headless horseman.
I was just going to say, Rich, where this house is, how close is it to the cliffs and, you know, and the sea?
It is.
Is it fairly close?
About 100 foot away from the cliff edge. Like I said, it's on the highest point within miles.
Smugglers.
So there's bound to be either another tunnel or exit or somewhere in this house down at the beach, I bet.
Yeah, and it'll lead out into a little cove.
Right, so I'm open to any and all options. What would you like to do now? You appear to have found everything in the room.
And there's no other exits from down here that we've seen, apart from the room full of undead.
There's the room full of those weird waxy coated skeletons.
So either the exit's in that door, in that room, or it's somewhere else in the house.
Did I see any exits in that room when I shone the thing?
You didn't see anything, but you kind of swung the lantern round, and basically when you saw the water dead, you were like, oh, no, and just shut the door again.
I did nope out quite quick.
Yeah, you went, nope, 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 fucking nope, and then just slammed the door shut.
How fast did they move, Earl?
They weren't slouches.
Well, we could go check the rest of this house, and if we can't find anything else,
I approve of this, man.
we can assume the entrance or exit is going to be in that room, because obviously they're going to be like good guard dogs or whatever.
True.
So if they're not moving that fast, we could, you know, keep the bed blocking the door, but unbar it, and then, you know, run back to the bottom of the stairs.
And then,
when they start coming out, you can try these command words till they
or not, and if not, we can start hitting them with table leg.
or just run up the stairs.
Well, they might be able to climb a ladder.
Oh yeah, and then we can take them one at a time.
Unless it's the wax that's actually animating them, and if we set fire to something, that would melt the wax off, and with a bit of luck, stop them moving.
But it might also burn the house.
Andy, I swear to God, I'm going to give you the aspect pyromaniac. I swear to God.
just a thought.
But I like his thinking.
It is logical.
And he's like, well, it worked last adventure.
Right, what you should do is Fred and Daphne should go into the attic, and Velma, Shaggy and Scooby should go down into the basement.
Ruby?
Somebody feed her the Scooby snack.
I'm
Going back.
Right, so is there anything you want to do, or are you just having a powwow?
Well, I think we should go upstairs and search the upstairs of the house.
Let's block this door with a couple more beds, just to slow them down. Maybe an extra couple of combat rounds. And then we'll search the rest of the house.
Because let's face it, the last thing we'll want while we're searching the rest of the house is to have them things creeping up behind us.
Exactly.
True, but also the last thing we need is the house to be on fire while we're searching.
Yeah, last resort.
No, it's not. It's your first resort. It's the resort where you spend all of your holidays. You sent postcards from the resort of setting fire to shit.
If in
It
doubt,
worked the last time.
If in doubt, napalm strike.
Right, so you barricade the door with some more beds.
Yes.
There's a strange noise coming from the other side of the door. like some kind of hissing noise, and the scratching continues. But you do pile some beds. As you turn round, you see standing at the other end of the room, just here, 3 people. 2 of them are holding flintlock pistols and like sabers. The third one is holding a brown bess musket, and he says, one of the front guys looks here and sneers, showing his black teeth, and he's like, "Well, I think you better put your hands up, do you not?"
It's probably a good idea that we do surrender to these.
They are they're in this bottom corner here.
And they've got the drop on us, would you say?
Well, you didn't hear them come in, or down the stairs, and
secret door, found the secret door.
Like I said, 2 of them are pointing flintlock pistols, and the last one is pointing a brown breast musket at you.
From where we are in this room, Rich, is the coast north, south, east, or west?
The coast is south.
Yeah, figures. Secret door,
Yeah.
southwest corner.
Right, well, we need an urgent plan that we can pick up quickly. So, what are the lights? There's torches in the room.
There are torches in this end of the room where these 2. You can actually see them on the walls. If you look at the map closely, if you zoom right in, you can just see a little patch of light on the walls where the torches are.
In that case, guys, I have a plan. I can't communicate it because I'll let everyone away, but I'll turn around and say, I believe we should just surrender. These chaps have obviously got us outgunned, especially with that brown bed. If we could just if we could just down everything at once, guys, and I'll start lowering the lantern, and as it's getting towards the ground, I'll shoot one of the guys in the knee.
Right, so I think because of your bullshit, I'm going to let you try and make an advantage roll with a...
That was my plan.
Difficulty of 1, and that sounds like a clever roll to me. So, go on.
4.
Right, so you have the advantage of surprise. You get to invoke it for free for a +2. Anybody else in the party can invoke it, but they pay a fate point for the advantage of surprise.
Oh, I think I'll pay a fate point.
So basically, it goes Dave, who's a 3. Actually, that's not strictly true. Earl, you can get a free invoke or give the free invoke to another person, but anybody can then buy it for a +2 on a roll, by paying a fate point.
Well, the idea was I would give the free invoke to Bracy, who would shoot the guy with the big shotgun.
I'm going to use my impossible shot stunt.
Oh,
and as I'm going to lower my rifle, I'm going to put one right between his eyes.
Right, so
in that case, you won't need the advantage, and
so give that advantage
to.
Dave goes first, then Earl, then Andy, then Bracy, because I believe Andy and Bracy, you've still got 1 quickness. Is that correct?
Yep.
I think I have. Hang on, I'll check. Quickness 1. Yes, I have.
I will call this aspect surprise! Exclamation point, motherfucker. Right, so Earl, Davey, what do you do first? Earl, who are you passing your free invoke to?
I'll pass it to Davey since Davey's going first. He can take advantage of it, the opening.
Yeah, I'll do gunslinger on the bloke with the rifle. So that's quick shot +2.
Yeah, and Earl's giving you another +2 if you're using gunslinger, so that's +4.
6.
Wow.
Right.
That's gonna hurt.
Right, Dave shoots him. The one that's the one at the back with the rifle. Shoots him, puts him down instantly. Dave, you take him out of the fight. How would you like to do that? Do you want to kill him? Do you want to shoot him in the eye? Do you want to shoot his bollocks off? What would you like to do?
Shoot him between the eyes.
Right, so from a hip shot, Dave goes to lower it, bang, literally drills the guy right between the eyes. Barely the other two get a chance to do anything. They're like completely shocked by this. Next up is Earl.
I will shoot the other one in the knee because I would like one alive.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm trying to work out what kind of a shot this is.
Right, they are aware now, so he will get a defensive roll.
I think it will be careful.
Which is an incredibly bad defensive roll.
I'm going to go careful.
Right, so that's 5 success shifts. You shoot him right through the middle of the kneecap. His kneecap shatters and he collapses to the ground screaming. Next up, Andy and Bracey act at the same time. Bracey, you already have the surprise motherfucker advantage, but Andy can also spend a feint point to use the surprise motherfucker as well.
Yeah, I have done. I have already done that.
Right. So, who wants to go first?
After you, my friend.
Thank you very much. I shall shoot whoever's left.
Right,
If you miss the last one, I can use my impossible shot, and I'll curve the bullet around the corner or whatever
Good plan.
to drop them. Of course, otherwise
No.
I ain't going to
Right,
need this.
Andy, I have a 3. You have to equal a 3 or better.
Right, what will it be?
So it'll be your quick shot because you're trying to catch him by surprise.
Right.
And then you get a +2 for the surprise motherfucker. Okay,
Yeah,
that'll do
I
it.
get a plus, so that's a 5.
Yeah, so that's 2 shifts. So you take the guy out. How would you like to take him out?
How many of these do I need alive?
Right,
One.
right. The one at the back is dead. And can you
Right.
see? Right, this one is.
I can only see 2 on the map.
Yeah, but there's multiple because I do groups of different types. So,
right,
so
okay,
the one at the back is completely cream cracked. Right, that
Right,
one. This
right,
one represents 2.
I'm with you.
One
with
of
you.
them has got a shattered kneecap and is now lying screaming on the floor, and the second one, Andy, is killed, I believe.
Yeah, because when he opened his mouth in surprise, I put a pistol ball straight in through his mouth and hopefully shattered the base of his spine.
He's very dead. He's very, very dead.
I'll reload.
As soon as the other guy behaving himself on the floor.
He's rolling around screaming and holding his leg.
I'll draw a bead on him and I'll proceed up about there, so I cover him. And assuming that they've come out that door, that corner, I'll be able to, see if that door opens. If there's no visible door there open at the minute.
Right, no, it just looks like a wall in that corner.
I'll reload while Bracey's putting cover on the guy. Any of them have pistols?
Yes, they have flintlock pistols. Slightly more primitive than the ones used to carrying, but they're still perfectly serviceable. And
Right.
they have extra ammunition, shot, and powder.
Yeah.
Right,
Strip them of all that.
Swords and things.
I'll put the 2 extra pistols in my belt. In fact, that'll be 3. Have they got 3 pistols?
There's, 2 of them have pistols. One has the brown bess musket.
Right, well, I'll take 2 pistols and put them in my sash. If I don't have a sash, I'll take the sash off one of them and make myself a sash.
Yeah, I'm having
Anybody
a sash.
mind if I take the musket?
Help yourself, mate.
Oh, very much. I'll take the shot and powder and whatever, and the musket.
Yeah, it's the full brown bess one. It's like taller than you are.
The chap on the floor.
Yes.
I look down at the chap on the floor and go, "Hi."
He
That
looks at
looks
me and
like
goes,
it hurts.
You're not brandishing a spoon at the same time, are you?
Nope. I'm going to get the fork out in a minute.
No, Earl. Hold the fork and go, yeah, I do know first aid.
Yeah. So, we're going to have a conversation. And there's two ways the conversation can go. One way is you tell us what we need to know, and then we wrap your leg up and leave you here to fuck off. Or the other way is that we put you in incredible amounts of pain, permanently damage your body,
And then
you
throw
tell
you
us
in
what
the
we
room
know,
with the skeletons.
and then you get to go and play with the chaps with the waxy skin.
Oh, that sounds like a forceful. Go on, give us a forceful intimidation
I'm
roll.
not very forceful. I'm clever. I'm trying to sort of
Psychologically torturing
get
him.
on.
Yes,
Yeah.
go on then.
And I will assist him. I'll be the bad cop.
Yeah, so that's
You
a
be the
3.
bad cop. I'll be the psycho.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. He's got his knee full. He's gone. All right. What you want to know?
Where did your friends in the cupboard come from?
He says, I don't know. They was there when we took over the house.
Okay, and whose bedroom is that? I'll point to
He says
the bedroom.
that's Sannablatt's bedroom.
Sannablatt.
To seek and throw the skeletons.
He says, no, sorry, that's my accent. It's Sanballat.
Sanballat. Oh,
Sanballat.
yes.
He's the boss.
Right, and where's he right now?
He's out on the beach.
On the beach. And where's everybody else?
He says that through there, and he points to the wall to the south.
And that would be the secret door down to the cove.
Yes, he says it's in the wall. Please, it's agony.
Right, I will take off one of her stockings. Can I borrow one of your stockings?
It's just pinned Andy down. It's like, one. He's going, what the fuck are you doing taking the stockings off?
By all means.
I'm just waiting until somebody wants to make a catapult Goonie style and like, Andy.
Pass your thong.
Right, Andy takes off one of his stockings. He hands it to you. There's a loud explosion. The door behind you explodes. The bed and splinters of wood fly everywhere. The skeletons lurch into the room, but now they're also accompanied by a skeletal figure in robes and a hat. Its hands are glowing. Wisps of white hair hang down from its chin. And its other hand, it's holding what looks to be a stoppered vial with the old-fashioned pop bottle stops.
Okay.
I dive up the stairs.
I will react as quickly as possible and shoot with my loaded pistol. It's in my hand. I will turn around, use dead shot, and shoot. And I'll spend a face
So we
point
should now be able to see incredibly scary beastie man. Right, so just give me a sec to yeah, we can see what's going on. Right, the bandit goes, no, you've woke him. What did you do?
Woke who?
The alchemist. And he points, and he's got this horrible Richters thing, and he points a shaking hand at him. His skin turns white, and he either passes out or he's died of a heart attack.
Awesome. Rich,
Yeah.
where's my fate points? They seem not to be.
Just grab 3 fate points off the pile. I get 4 fate points.
Right, good. I'm going to use one for dead shot.
Okay.
And I'm going to shoot the vial.
You're going to shoot the what?
The vial.
Okay, dokie. I like it. It's quite a small target, so I would give that a difficulty of around 2.
Right. What the hell does dead shot do again?
Oh yeah, it's your stunt, isn't it? You can invoke it and automatically hit.
Yes.
Yes. Right. So, you quickly raise your pistol. You sight down the barrel. There's a bang, poof, as the powder ignites. The vial that he's holding explodes and shatters all over his hand and sprays over the skeleton. And basically, you see smoke rising from where it touches. It drips on the floor. It looks like it's burning like acid. It has splattered on It splattered on 2 of the skeletons. There are 6 in total. It splatters all over the guy in the robes and the hat. And it splatters on 2 of the skeletons. And they walk forward. The legs and their arms start burning. And they do walk a few steps forward but then collapse to the ground. The upper arms and things are still twitching and trying to reach you, but it looks like they're burning away. The guy in the robe, it's burst all down one side, and it burns away a lot of his clothes and some of his bones, but it doesn't look like he's quite dead. 4 of the skeletons lurch towards you. You notice they're moving slowly, and the stuff that's been poured over them, where the joints are and that, it seems to make them move stiffly.
Okay. I will say the magic word for stop to see if that helps, at the same time as taking a step back to one side so that the fusillade of fire can happen.
Right, I'm just marking off 2 of those are dead. 1 stress off that.
Have you still got that Molotov handy, Andy?
I have, if I hadn't just dived up the stairs.
Right, Andy is running towards the stairs. He's just noping the fuck out of this. Right, Andy runs to the stairs. So this turn, Andy, you run to the stairs and start to move up it.
Right. So, what a minute.
Sorry, Dave, you go first because you're quickest. So Dave goes first.
I'll gunslinger the alchemist.
So, is that a +2 when you quickly attack, or is that a fate point? You have to spend a fate point on that, don't you?
No.
Is it a stunt or an aspect?
It's a stunt, I think.
Yeah, a stunt you can invoke normally once per session. Stunt you can normally invoke once per session for the +2, or you can spend a fate point to get the +2.
I spend a fate point then.
And what are you shooting?
The alchemist in the head.
Headshot. It works in the movies.
No, baby.
Right, go on, give us a roll then.
5.
Need some good rolls. Some good rolls. No, it's not good enough. It's 2 shit. Right. Dave takes careful aim. Blam! Shoots him right in the eye socket. Blown away half of his head. The remains of the alchemist falls to its knees and then collapses onto the ground. Landing in a pool of its own acid, it starts to slowly dissolve. Right. So that leaves 4 skeletons that are just slowly Romero style advancing through the room towards you, Dave. Next up we have Andy and Bracey.
If you want the Molotov, I can chuck it over to you.
No.
Andy says over his shoulder as he's running up the stairs.
Can I spend a fate point and have all the skellies lined up at 1 perfect second where I can make an impossible shot of one of my stunts to take them through their skulls, just where the spine meets, all 4 at once?
It is possible. That depends on how many shifts of damage you roll.
I will try that then. I will spend my fate point.
You haven't used your impossible shot this turn, have you?
Nope, I didn't, because I didn't need to, because everybody else went before me and I didn't need it.
Yeah, because you were slow, man.
Yeah, and I'm using careful aim, because obviously I'm a sniper.
Right. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, Jesus. Is it worth spending another fate point to reroll that?
Right, so that is a 0 at the moment. You can spend a fate point if you can justify it to gain a +2. like an 80s action. You could invoke your 80s action movie for
Yep,
a full +2 and spend a fate point.
Yeah, I'll do that. There's my second one.
That shifts it to a +2. Right. So you blow through the skull of one of them, and it does actually hit the one behind it, but the bullet is deflected. It chips off some of this weird stuff that's been poured over it. So it would have worked perfectly, except it only takes out one.
Okay, I will
leaving
start
3.
reloading.
Andy, you've reached the stairs and are running up the stairs. Yep. Do you just keep running?
Yeah.
Right, Andy starts climbing the rope. Right, Dave, there are 3 skeletons left. They're coming towards you, but because you're the closest, unfortunately, they swarm at you and start clawing with long bony fingers. So would you like to give me a defense roll? How would you get away from them?
I'll quickly dive out of the way.
Heroically dive over the table.
Yeah.
Right, I get
over the table.
I get a 1. There's 3 of them, so that's a +2, so I get 2. You've got a 3. And I am going to spend a fate point, and I am going to increase that by another 2, because Davy is being swarmed by multiple mobs. So that gives me 5, which gives me 2 points of stress on you, Dave, unless you can spend a fate point and justify getting out of the way. Let me go and spend my fate point. I wouldn't want to cheat you out of a fate point. Boom.
I'll spend a fate point because as I'm going over the table, I slip on some of the gruel, and it just luckily slips me over the table out of the way of the
Approve.
I like that.
Right.
I like
I like it too. So, Dave, this is backing off the clawing and clawing at him. He goes back, slips in a puddle of gruel, ignominiously goes arse over tit and lands the other side of the table, just out of reach of the skeletons. I like it. And then we are back to end of round. So now we're in quickness order. So, Dave, you're first.
I'll back up and draw my sword.
Have you used your pistol?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you have, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, you can make a roll to reload and fire, or you can pull your sword out and start hacking at them. Bearing in mind, if you're hacking at them, they're in reach to hit you.
I'll reload then.
Okay. So if you want to fire this turn, you have to make a quickness roll and hit and make a +2. Right. So in a flurry worthy of Sharp himself, Dave pours the bullet in, just taps it, doesn't bother, pulls it up and shoots. So you reload in time and you can have another shot, Dave.
I shoot the nearest skeleton in the head quickly.
Yeah, that is literally a quick shot. Let's see what happens. Right. Dave, you shoot it straight in the face. In fact, it literally moves its head in front of your gun, and you blow its head clean off its body, because the fate dice are fickle. So that's 1, 2, leaving 2 skeletons. Next up is Earl.
I will draw one of my other revolvers, one in each hand, and I will shoot to the 2 remaining skeletons.
Okay, quickly. It does sound quickly.
I think quickly is the way to go with this.
Matt, the way I'm rolling, it's like... Yeah, 3 shifts. Right, you kill one, you shoot it in the head, but the other one, you just blow one of its arms off, leaving a one-armed skeleton slowly lurching up it's dragging its bony feet across the tiles, click, 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 not making a noise. And next,
Almost harmless.
it is almost harmless. It moves across the room. Next up, we have Andy. Andy, you have disappeared upstairs and up the trapdoor.
Right. In that case, what the rest of the party hears is, what the hell are you playing at, you stupid bloody woman? And the sound of somebody slapping somebody's face. And now I've come to my senses, I'll climb back down the rope.
Right. Andy comes back down into the room looking rather sheepish and has red marks on his cheeks. And finally, Brissy.
Basically, yes.
Brissy.
Right. Can I, where I'm standing on the other side of the table, can I create an advantage by chucking one of the chairs over at the last remaining skelly to either impede its movement or knock it back to give the guy other time to reload this time?
You can. I would say make a quickness roll with a difficulty of 1 because it is quite. Right, that's an exact success. So that means that you get a +2 boost, which means it's a one-off thing. So you kick the chair, it tangles up in its legs, the skeleton stumbles. You can pass that boost on to somebody else, or you can use it. It's good for a free 1+2.
I will pass it on the next person who needs to reload and fire. So
that is Dave.
Davey.
Everybody else has acted, yeah. Earl
Okay.
fired two-handed, pirate style. Killed one with one, but he's offhand he's not so good with, so he only blew its arm off.
Okay, I'll pass that on to Davey then.
So the skeleton, the one-armed skeleton, Dave, it claws at you. Badly. You've got a +2 boost. You can use it for anything, so you can use it for your defense roll, you can use it for your next attack roll. But once it's used, it's gone.
I use it for my next attack roll.
Skeleton gets a 0, so if you want to defend.
Yeah, just dodge out of the way then.
Okay. Yeah, easily. Right, this poor skeleton, half tangled up in a chair, one-armed, swipes at your face, misses badly. And next is Dave. Okay, now remember you'd have to reload again, or you can...
or club it to death.
Club it to death, yes. Those pistols were designed to be used as clubs in an emergency.
Yeah, I'll club it in the head with the pistol.
Right, and you get a +2 for Bracey's boost. So, go on. Quickness. 4. King hell.
I think he's to drop skeleton chips.
Yeah. So you bring the pistol down, and its skull shatters from the top, and it drops to the ground at your feet.
I'll reload all 3 of my pistols.
Right. Earl reloads all of his pistols. What do you do now? The guy that Earl had shot in the knee, his face had gone white. He collapsed to the ground. It looks like he stopped breathing. There's dead skeletons lying everywhere.
Right. I'll reload, and then Davey, if you just cover those skellies in the door just in case.
Okay, dokie.
I'll go and carefully search for the button or switch for the door, the hidden door, which we know is there.
Right. Okay.
And I don't know if Earl wants to check this guy if he's still alive.
I'm going to check the guy, and I'm going to check. Well, no, I'm going to check the alchemist, and I'm also going to check the room the skeletons were.
Now remember, don't stand in the stupid.
Okay. Right, so you got the alchemist first. Bracey goes to check the section of wall. Somebody can help you search, Bracey. They can help Earl search, or they can do their own thing. What about Davey and Andy?
Well, if you like, I'll cover that bit of wall so that when you find it,
Yeah.
if you open the door and there's blokes behind it, I'll let them have it with his brown best
Well-
musket.
Can do. Is it possible to just search to find where the mechanism is for now, Rich?
Mhm.
I'll just do that for now.
Oh,
I won't actually open the
Right.
door.
Yeah, yeah,
Trouble.
it's carefully.
Already.
I'll give you under.
Okay.
Yeah, so you get a +1 for it's careful, so that's a 6. Yeah, easily. Right, you feel around, and although it's blended in well, there is a secret door, and you can feel that you just get your finger behind it and like pull it out enough to pull it free. It's not a
We are still
mechanism.
talking about the door, aren't we?
We are still talking about the door. Yeah.
I've got to say it, Andy. I found the secret door, lads.
Hey!
Hooray!
Right. Earl, you go over to the alchemist who's lying in a puddle of that acid that he was carrying. Unfortunately, it appears to have ruined most of just about everything he had. There's some glinting of the things that hasn't dissolved that are covered in acid is there's a bag at his waist, and lying on the floor next to him is a shiny stone. They're both covered in acid and they're not ruined.
Right, both of these things need rinsing in liquids of some sort, preferably
There must-
alcohol. I'll look
There
around
must
this
be
room.
some, yeah.
Yeah, there's like a barrel of like watered down beer, because that's basically what they used to drink.
Right, I will thoroughly douse everything, and then examine them carefully.
Right, it looks like it's a normal bag. It's just a small, like haversack, not haversack, like a messenger bag type thing. It's just a small messenger bag, maybe about 18 inches round, and the stone is perfectly smooth, polished. It appears to be black granite with flecks of gold in it.
All right, okay. Well, I'll pocket the stone and I'll open the bag carefully.
Right, you look into the bag and you just see blackness. You don't see the bottom of the bag.
I'll close the bag.
Ooh.
I'll look around for something to drop in the bag.
Right, well, there's bits of skeleton, there's broken chairs, there's a half-eaten ham, but I suspect that Andy's cleaned that.
Piece of ham. I'll drop a piece of ham in the bag.
Right, the ham goes into the bag and then vanishes. Like, it doesn't drop, you can't see it hit the bottom of the bag.
Right, I'll give the bag I'll close the bag up and wiggle it about because it sounds like there's a piece of ham bouncing around.
No, it doesn't sound like there's a piece of ham bouncing around
I'll
there.
turn it upside down and empty the ham out.
Right, the ham pops out along with a large brass urn, which is it looks like it's following TARDIS rules. There's about 30 foot of coiled rope comes spurling out, and various bits of like small cutlery, plates, things like that. Some empty flasks. Yeah, all this stuff you're holding it upside down, and it's literally like a clown car where Earl's going like this, shaking it, and stuff's just falling out.
That's handy.
I put it all back. What's in the urn?
The urn just holds some dust. You're not sure whether it's a cremated corpse or something else.
In my experience, messing around in Cthulhu-like adventures with dust of any sort ends so bad.
Right, so Andy and Bracey's found the secret door. Davey, what would you like to do?
I'm keeping an eye on these skeletons while I reload.
Right, in that case, you reload the skeleton. Earl, you go in the room.
I'll give it a good hard
And
searching.
it looks like you don't need to because there's a secret door that's been opened in the other wall. Over here. It's almost as if you woke something up and it came out of a room in a secret door.
The alchemist.
Oh, let's look in the secret door that the alchemist was living in.
It's an alchemical library
Oh,
and workbench.
who's our alchemical expert?
Well, Andy can set fire to stuff.
That is partly alchemic. I'll have a
Probably Andy or Davey.
careful and not touching things that look dangerous with my hands. Careful look around.
Right, it reveals a clutter of broken glass and earthenware piled on the floor. There's 3 small copper pots lying amongst the debris. A bench runs down the west wall of what seems to be a laboratory. On the bench are jars of powders and liquids and several pieces of alchemical apparatus. There's a table against the south wall forming an L shape over the bench. A book is open on the table. Also on the table is a candlestick with a tiny stump of an unlit candle in it and a variety of other items that even in the dim light shine with the warmth of pure gold. One of these objects looks like a human skull.
All of them in Gwyn's big bag. I'll avoid putting things that might cut a hole in the big interdimensional bag.
All right, well, you start shoveling stuff into the bag and it just goes in. It's like that show, that sci-fi show you used to watch. You look at it and go, it's bigger on the inside.
Yeah, just keep it all in there. It'll be fine.
You just shovel everything in.
Yeah.
So there's the book.
Have a look at the book.
The book looked like it would take several hours to read, although its title is Ye Secret of Ye Philosopher's Stone.
Oh, that's what this is. It's a philosopher's stone. I've got a philosopher's stone. I can turn things into gold.
I'll run over, slap Racy on the head and see what happens.
I get the philosopher's stone and I'll touch something that isn't some
Lead bullet.
and say, gold. I love gold.
Right, unfortunately the lead bullet doesn't turn into gold, which is kind of lucky because you're holding the stone in your hand. So if it had turned into gold, you probably would have as well. You didn't think about that. You're like, yeah, oh shit, okay. Right, so you grabbed a small stack of gold coins, and a golden human skull, a golden apple, a golden rose, and a set of 5 small golden discs. And you basically, you're just shoveling anything that looks interesting into this bag. Is that correct?
Earl, stick one of the pistols in the bag as well. Because if something happens, we get captured, and they go drop our weapons, they ain't going to be able to see one that's in that bag, are they?
I will save one of the pistols.
Right. So, did you say you were searching the room as well?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Carefully or quickly? Carefully. Okay.
Not particularly carefully, by the look of it.
Okay, Earl, the stone that you're holding as you're searching feels warm to the touch. Would you like a free +2 to your roll?
Yes.
Right. Okay. So you don't think you're going to find anything, but then the stone gets gradually warmer, and in the table you find a concealed drawer that holds a book. Again, it's written with those weird magical or cultish scripts.
I will have a quick look. Do I understand any of this?
Not much of it, to be honest. It looks like it's his personal book. Some sort of diary or...
Right, look, right. If it's a diary, I'll go to... It'll start off
it's not,
with lots of words
it's
in.
not something
and then I'll
that
go
you can
further
understand.
through.
It looks like it's written in
Latin.
Latin.
I can work a key out.
Right.
This. It works in every diary. Are you ready? At the start of the diary, there'll be lots of writing. Then about halfway through, there'll be less. And near the back, there'll be just one entry, and that will be Auntie Maggie's birthday. Right? Now, I can try. Now I know that Auntie Maggie's birthday means them words. I can use them words to translate the rest of the book. Works with every diary.
Yeah, but you don't have time, unfortunately. Right,
why
so
I'm
Earl emerges from this room holding this bag. Have you got the stone in your hand? Are you putting it in your pocket or what?
I'll shove it in me. I'll shove it in me sky.
Right, okay. It still feels a little bit warm, but as over the course of the next few minutes, it cools down again.
So we now have a secret door to explore. We should go down there and find these guys and fix this.
Yeah, well, we'll cover the door, then we'll open the door, and then we'll shoot whatever's behind the door.
Yes.
Right. Who pulls the door open?
That's usually my job these days. Have you noticed? I will carefully open the door.
No fear.
Me and Andy, we've got the long rifles, so we can cover the door.
So Earl is crouching in front of this door because it's about 3 foot high. And Earl just pointed next to your ear at 2 gigantic rifles, like literally right next to your ear rolls, going, "It's all right, we've got you covered."
I've got no problem with this.
This is Earl.
I should also buy. Oh God, no! One of them's a woman.
This is Earl. Earl got 2 rifles fired right next to his ears. Earl says, "What?"
Say what? What?
Right. Okay. So Earl, you pull the door. Da, da, da,
Carefully
da.
check the door.
Boom. Behind it is a rough-hewn cabin.
I pop my head round the corner.
4 lads from Liverpool playing musical instruments.
It declines to the south and east. The walls are slimy and the floors are moist.
It declines a drink from Andy because he doesn't have it.
There are some torches on the walls at certain places. You can actually see them on the map because whoever did this map was awesome. It wasn't me, unfortunately. But the guy that did it was pretty awesome. So, Earl, that's as far as you can see. You can see a little torch.
I'll go there. Yeah, I'll go there. Come on, guys, we're moving. And follow the umbrella.
Right. So the passageway branches in, goes down some steps and goes into a Y junction to the right and the left.
Can I have a careful scan roll to see if there's any footprints or wet marks from walking the sand to the left or the right?
Like I said, the walls are slimy and the floors are moist, but there's like rush mats laid on the floors all the way along to make them easy to walk on. So it is quite difficult to see, but you can see that there's been quite a lot of movement because there's like the mats are moved and some of them are crushed and snapped.
Okay.
There are signs of work stone here and there, and stairs leading down. So you're at a crossroads, Earl. You can see to your right it opens into a cavern, and to the left it's just a corridor. Because you can see torches, you can see pretty far actually. So you can see as far as that to the left.
Can we hear anything? Any voices?
You can hear the sounds of the sea.
Coming from which direction?
To your left, well, to Earl's left. So that will be east on the map.
Okay.
East it is. Tally ho, chaps.
Yeah, nothing bad can ever happen.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to have a quick peek around this corner for this one on the right, the corridor going down.
Right.
Just to see what I can see.
Aye, so now it snakes up onward.
You know, I just want to see, is it a room? Is it a long corridor? I can't really see anything.
It's a small, slimy cavern. And there's also a passageway that continues south.
Is there any mats leading out of that one?
Yeah. Although in the centre of the room, there isn't any mats. It's just round the outside of the room, like along the wall that heads south.
Okay. I will take up a position covering this while the other guys just proceed a little bit further in down this other corridor. Just so we don't get flanked. And I will listen down this corridor.
Right, so where are you moving to?
I'm basically like hugging. See where the bottom of my pointer is?
Yes.
So I can basically, I'm like hiding around the corner so I can see straight to the south. I'm not moving like there so I can see, you know, down in the corridor, but I'm covering straight to the south as far as I can. So basically straight down where the A is in my name at the minute.
Right, okay, yeah, you look down into the corridor. And as you're watching, well, actually, there's no torches down there, so it's very dim. All you're getting to see is the light from that torch that's next to you. So you don't really make anything out. You don't hear anything from down that way. Earl, you've creeped ahead to that point. Is that correct?
That is correct.
That is correct. Just need.
You are very correct.
Okay, I need to do this. Right, you can see ahead the corridor goes to straight on and turns to the south. It splits into another Y junction. You can see the torches there. Actually, you can see a little bit into that room, not much.
Right, I will edge around this corner.
Right, I'm not sure where you're supposed to be there. Give us a look. Right, an automatic. Let me just. I haven't revealed that very well, to be fair.
It's not the name of your sex tape.
That is the name of my sex tape, yes. Right, so that's better. There's a passageway leading south and one leading east.
Oh, east again, I think, because we can hear this.
Right, Earl, you get to this crossroads here. Andy's behind you. Davey, are you with Bracy? Right, Davey is behind Andy. And are you still holding there, Bracy?
Yeah.
Right, you see stuff, Earl. You see stuff. We need to reveal. Right, down there. You can see into this. You can see into that room. And there are some guys who are waiting for you. It's well lit by torches held in place by simple iron brackets around the walls. You can see 5 small bolts of cloth stacked against the wall and 8 small casks. In this room, there are in defensive positions 2 of these large humanoids with messed up tusk-like faces. One of the guys wearing like the piratey type stuff that you've seen before. There's another one of those people with the brown breast muskets, and that's what you can see waiting for you. They literally have been waiting for you, as if you'd give them tons of warning, loads of gunfire going off.
How did that happen?
I will duck into this corner and go, Parley, Parley!
I'll get the Molotov.
Right, running round the corner, you see another one of these like 6.5 foot tall, ugly humanoids with pointed fangs and pointed ears, running in from the south. Earl shouts, "Parley, parley."
I'll look at the one that's running towards me since I'm out of line of sight from the other.
Right, Dave, you can't see any of these. You go first. Dave.
Yeah, I'll move forward a bit to see carefully to see what's.
Andy's got 2 fair points. Dave, how many have you've spent 2 so far, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 on Dave, 1 on Pychic. Right. Excellent.
That doesn't sound good. Can I have a 30-second bio before we start?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
You go last anyway. So Dave, you just move forward. Are you brandishing your sword, your pistol, both? Are you hiding? Are you...
I'm sneaking.
Right, if you're sneaking, you use sneak, not careful. Right, Earl seems to have jumped up into a solid wall of rock. You're there. Earl's like, no, parley, I'm in the rock. So you're backing up around this corner.
Yeah, that's sorry. I didn't realise that was wrong.
That's all right.
I'm keeping my eye on the guy across from us, though.
He's brandishing a dirty big cleaver. He snarls and he charges at you.
I'll shoot him with both pistols. I'll shoot him with a pistol.
Right, so Dave sneaks up behind you but doesn't do anything else. This guy charges at you. And this guy charges at you as well. Frothing at the, sorry, there's 2 of those. So 3 of those altogether are coming, charging towards you. Their armour is a kind of fancy leather armour but well worn. And they hold big hacking weapons like serrated axes, cleavers, that kind of weapon.
In that case, I will take careful aim at the one that's running towards me.
So there's one from the south.
Yeah, the one from the south. I will put a bullet right between his eyes.
And 2 from the east. Right, so yeah. So you can roll first, Dave. Sorry, Earl, you can roll. Let me have a look at you nasty man. Right, that's a shift of 1. You shoot him, but you aim's off and you get him in the shoulder. He's hurt, but he is not down. Next up, Andy, but you're at the back, sir, and you were pulling out a Molotov cocktail, if I remember correctly.
I was, because I figured with them 2 in front of us, I would be able to fire the musket past them because it's a long weapon. Just out of curiosity, whereabouts are the casks?
Right at the back of the room to the east.
Right. I cannot see them from there, can I?
No, there's too many men, beasties, and Earl in the way.
That would be a real shame, Andy, if they contained alcohol or gunpowder, wouldn't it?
Well, I was just considering, chucking a fate point. Can I actually get line of sight past Earl and Dave to actually shout at anything? Or are they sort of basically blocking the doorway?
You can probably hit the one that's running at Earl from the east, holding this great serrated carver, rubbing his tummy and waving it about, going, "Ah!"
Right. Well, I'll stuff the Molotov into me belt, and I shall have a go at him.
Okay, take a shot.
Aye. Now, what'll it be? I presume it'll have to be fairly careful because I'm trying not to hit them 2 as well.
I will allow it.
Thank you very much.
I'll get a 0, which is 2 shifts. Right, so you do take him out. How would you like to take him out?
something
Superpowers.
fairly cinematic. So he's growling and snarling, and the musket ball takes him right in the throat, and he growls and snarls as he sort of falls over on his face and skids along the floor to a stop.
It skids along the floor on the rushes because it is quite a slippery floor. So he falls to the floor, Earl, and he literally skids, and the corpse just comes to rest at your feet. Sort of like, literally, like, dink, the top of his head just bumps you on the foot.
I look down and go, evening.
Right, he goes down, and then next up we have Mr. Brace, who's right at the back. You can't see anything, but you can hear bang. You see the flashes going off. Yeah, the whole corridor is now filling with acrid smoke because you're using flintlocks in an enclosed corridor.
Yeah. What I want, right? Can I, from the position I'm at, hear if? Obviously, I can hear the muskets going off behind us. Does it sound like the muskets? Does the sound echo come round to the front of me? So I can, take a pretty good assumption that the tunnel or the cave goes round to where the action is. It's not just branching off in a random location.
Yes, it looks like it goes round.
Right. Okay, then in that case, I'm going to sorry lads, I'm going to take a gamble here. I'm going to set off down this corridor.
Excellent. Bracey, make us a quickness roll. Oh, you beauty! Right, you run quickly into the corridor. You hear a get whoop noise, and some big dollop of gloopy goo falls on you from above, landing on your head. It's dark at this point of the corridor. Lands on your head and partially down one arm.
Oh, crap.
What have you done?
Right, so Bracey, you continue to run down here. Do you stop? Do you keep going?
What can I smell?
It kind of smells.
Does it smell acrid or tarry?
It does smell acrid, but with just a hint of peppermint.
Jesus. Is there any water in the corridor at all?
Right. So while you're considering this, it starts to burn, and I am just going to have aspect. I'm going to put an aspect on here for you. So you can spend a fate point, or you get the aspect of green slime.
I'm going to spend a fate point.
Right. So far, what is happening is it starts to burn. Right. You let out. Pretty let out a short screen. We now get to do other stuff. Right. The one that's still alive runs up. Takes a massive hack at you. A massive, forceful hack at you with its cleaver.
Well, that's not very nice.
That is a 4.
I will have to get out of the way of that, I think. I will flashily dance to one side.
That's a 3. Unless you spend a fate point and invoke, you're going to take 1 shift of damage, but you can take 1 point off your 1 point off your stress because you filled your 2 already, but your 1 is fine.
No, I've got no stresses on here at all. I haven't been hurt.
Oh no, sorry, it was Andy got weaseled.
I'll take a 1 stress.
Right. It brings this massive serrated cleaver down, and it hits the wall just next to your shoulder, so it digs into your shoulder a bit. But like the force of the blow takes a big chunk of stone. The stone chip flies off, so that's how hard it actually hit you. Well, it would have hit you. And next up we have there is a retort from a loud retort from a musket, and it's general fire down the corridor. It's at -2 because it hasn't really got a target. Right, so it flies between you, Earl, and between Dave. It whistles past your ear and then goes to the right of Andy and bounces off the wall behind him.
We need to end this quickly, chaps.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying.
I quite agree.
Right, we're back to Dave. Dave, you see one of these, whatever the hell they are, standing hacking away at Earl. The other one is down and dead, hacking away at Earl with this massive cleaver. There's a guy has moved into the corridor here, and there's somebody at the back with a brown best musket, who is currently reloading, but doing it properly with the ramrod and everything.
I think I'm going to have to shoot the one with the musket.
Right, okay.
Quickly.
You take a quick shot at them, go ahead. How, where?
Oh,
Right. You absolutely take him out. What happens to him?
Red mist.
I basically take his head right off.
Yep.
It explodes like a blood sausage.
Its head explodes like a blood sausage. Right, okay, this guy's running down the corridor. Next up we have Earl. Earl, you're facing off against this huge beastie. You haven't got time to reload because you need both hands and you're busy ducking and diving.
Yes, I do have 2 pistols.
Have you got both of your pistols out? Like,
Well, no, I've got one in my
styling?
belt. I've got one in my belt. So what I'm going to do is drop one pistol, draw the one from my belt, shove it up against one of his body parts, like his chin, and aerate it. I'll go flashy.
Right, okay. Earl goes all flashy on a 4. This man thing. Shall I just give up on the dice and go, you win tonight?
Yeah.
Right.
Everyone go. Time to go home.
This man thing takes the first blow. And he's like, he raises the cleaver above his head to bring it down, and then looks down, and there's just a trickle of blood coming from where a hole is, where his heart is. It just starts to run down the thing, and then he just falls forward, narrowly missing you and collapsing at your feet.
Right, I'll scoot back into the corner, trying to keep out of line of sight because I've got 2 pistols to reload.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Andy and Bracy. Bracy, it's burning you, and you have taken 2 hits, so you can take them as a consequence, or you can take them as a consequence, or you can take them as stress.
I'll take them as stress.
So your 2 boxes ticked.
Yep.
Right, so please make me a forceful roll, and I am rolling. I'm rolling a 0. Right, you start to scrape this goop off. It's burning, but you haven't taken any extra damage this turn. What would you like to do?
Is there any water or?
No, you're in a dark cave. You can see the light from the north where you came from, but you haven't got anything on you like that.
Right.
There was a big barrel of that weak ale, which is up there. Well, that would mean you run. Brissy runs screaming, going, get it off, get it off. You hear another big gloop which narrowly misses you and drops to the side of you.
Right. This is obviously the wrong path to be taken, so I will go back up north, if I can see anything.
Right.
How quickly can I get to that ale barrel? How many turns was it going to take?
All running, maybe 2 rounds. Or you could just melt into a puddle of green goo right here in the corridor. It's fine.
No. I'm just... nobody's going to have anything that's going to be able to counter this. So.
They don't even know what's happened.
Exactly.
You just ran off around the corner. You went, sorry lads, and then ran off around the corner. And they're like, okay.
I'll just run back up screaming, I'm burning.
Right, this comes down with like a spooky voice comes down the corridor going, I'm burning. Yeah, Andy, you look back, you see Bracy running up the corridor back towards the other room where you fought the skeletons. And now it's Andy's turn. What the fuck was that? What the fuck's he doing?
Right. Well, what I want to do, I'm going to have to spend a fate point for this.
Yeah.
But I want to move just far forward enough that I can say round that wall.
Yeah.
Light the Molotov, throw it where the casks are, and have one of them, at least one of them, full of gunpowder.
Well, you hope that they're full of gunpowder.
Well, that's what I'm going to spend my fate point on.
I see.
Or something equally flammable.
That's fine. That's quite a flashy thing to do, so make it a flashy roll. I'd say
Right,
difficulty 2.
Right, 2 seconds. 2 seconds. A flashing about. Let's have a look.
Right. It lands right next to them. It explodes. Will you please make me a forceful roll?
I will. I'm not terribly forceful. I mean, I'm not expecting it's going to go up in one round.
No, I am just checking something. Right, so you successfully do that. The
And
oil
then
flask
I was-
bursts and it bursts and it goes or covers the barrels.
Yeah, and then I was going to shout, "It's time we left."
Right, okay, you do that. Right, from behind the burning barrels, you see this guy in a robe come out with a shaved head and piercing green eyes. He raises his hand out and what looks like arrows of force come shooting out of his hand, streak towards you.
Right.
And
well, in that case,
that's I get a 2, but I am going to invoke that for a +2. I'm going to invoke a fate point for a +2 because he's using its magic in it.
Oh, it's magic in it.
It's magic in it. That's exactly what he's doing. It's magic in it.
Right. Well, in that case, in that case, as these things come hurtling towards me, I am going to, at the last second, very sneakily duck so they go straight over my head.
Right, go on, you can have a roll. You've got to beat a 2.
No chance.
Nah. Right,
Nah.
these bolts of force slam into you and they cut into you as if they were real things, but then they don't pierce through you. They dissipate, leaving burns and force damage on your chest. So you take a 3-point shift, which is you can take your 3-point stress box or your 4-point consequence box.
I'll take my 3-point stress box.
Right, that's a shame because I could have had a consequence of ow me titties.
I was going to scream that anyway.
Ow me titties!
Me bosom!
Right,
You bastard!
Earl, you're quite shocked because you've stepped back and you stepped into the fort and you see this magical energy slam into him. His chest is slightly smoking and bruised and hurt.
I'll keep
I only
loading my
hope he's
gun.
close enough to them barrels when they go off.
Right, we are back to the top of the round again. Dave, you're up, sir.
I'm going to have to do a quick reload and try and shoot this bloke.
The one that's running down the corridor, he's holding a saber. That guy with the beard. This guy's dead. No, that's not Earl. Not Dave. Not Andy. That one. He's dead, so we'll move him out of the way. Earl's hiding around the corner here. Follow. Andy's in the middle. Right, looking in the prime position to be stabbed is Andy. Right, so Dave, that's a quickness roll, please. The difficulty of 2.
Whom?
Oh, yes.
okay.
Right. Dave, again, quickly reloads the flintlock. Go ahead. Pulls the trigger. Zero. Let's have a roll. Let's see what happens. Oh, yeah. The shot goes wide and bounces off the wall behind him.
Do I have time to reload both guns, or is this guy going to be in melee range?
It's going to be in melee range when it's his turn. So you can. How many did you fire?
Both. So I've got to
Both.
try to reload 2 guns.
So you can quick load what? Well, if you're going to quick load 2, the difficulty is going to be 4.
In that case, I think I have no choice. I think we all agree that this is the only way this can go. I will leap forward while drawing my fork, activate my cutlery killer aspect,
Right.
and murder him to
death, paying a fate
I will
point.
spend a fate
A
point.
force point. Use the
I will
fate. Use the fate,
flashily
Luke.
attack him.
That is absolutely flashy. Yes. You leap out from behind, and that's another +2, so that's a shift 4, and
I'll hit him with fork food.
I roll a -3. Right.
So he's well fought.
He was concentrating on Andy. He's bearing down with his sabre, and he's about to lay down a vicious cut. Leaps out of the shadows from nowhere and takes him in the eye with a thrust fork. Hiya! Like that. The guy,
I'll burrow through into the back of his skull, and then I'll flip over him and land on my feet and go, "Wah!" and looking at the other guys, and then pull a spoon out.
Right, okay, he collapses messily to the floor. You've landed in this room, which probably wasn't the best time to be in that room, to be fair.
Oh, is this room on fire?
This room is on fire, and Andy's paid a fate point, hoping that one of those barrels was full of gunpowder.
Or something else flammable.
I will absolutely let it be flammable because Earl's just landed right next to it. So, yeah, go for it. Right, so Andy, please make a forceful roll as it explodes and goes off next to the guy in the dress who's casting its magic in it.
Right.
And you have to beat a 0. Right, so there's a bang, it burns him all down the side of his face. It doesn't take him out, but he's knocked to one side. His dress is on fire.
It'll pour him off his casting.
It certainly will. Now, please make a first forceful roll versus Earl. And Earl, you need to make a forceful roll to resist. As this thing explodes.
Oh, I was ready for that, man. I'm focused on my fork.
Right.
There you go.
So there's a great explosion. This guy catches fire.
Can I do the whole filming explosion where the explosion goes off and I just sort of ignore it?
Yeah, you Michael Bay it all up. And he's blown to one side against the wall.
Go on, stab the twat in the throat.
I only have a spoon.
That was Earl, and it's his turn next. Right.
Oh, shit.
Let's have a look. Right. Earl, he smiles, he waves his hands about, and he says, "We're friends, there's no need for us to fight. Can you please make me a forceful roll?" So his clever. Right.
Oh, could it not be a clever one? Because I am very clever.
No, because you're trying to resist with your willpower. Right, he says, "We're friends, we shouldn't be fighting." And he's right, because he's your friend, Earl. And these horrible people are attacking him.
If I spend a fate point now, could I remember that, my I can persuade others to work while making decisions.
Damn it, Earl's got 1 point, 3 point left.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'll use my aspect of persuading others to know that he's trying to persuade me.
Yes, you can. You can spend a fear point for a +2, which gives you a total of 2. Right. So
Now,
Earl
Yeah.
looks at this guy with his pistols. He slowly turns. He raises the pistol and points it at you, Dave. And then you can see him physically shaking his arm. And he turns back to the other guy and says something witty, which is,
I have enough friends, and I'd rather reduce the amount of enemies. And then I will charge at him with a spoon, since my pistols aren't loaded.
so it's spoons versus spells.
It is.
Right, we should be able to see all of this area now. Right, so he's done that. It's Earl's go. Go on, making a combat roll then. Have you had a turn this turn, Earl? You did. Yes,
Yeah, I did.
you did. So it's now Andy. It's your turn. It wasn't your turn. It was just it. That's when the explosion happened. Was on your turn. So it's your go now.
Right.
You've got knackered tits and Bracy at the same time as well. Bracy is just run. Bracy's run and reached the barrel. Can you just roll a force, fella? Just quickly roll some damage on Bracy.
Right. I just want to get round this corner so I can reload the musket and then dive back round again.
Right. Okay. Are you quick loading or are you just going to do a normal load?
No, I'll quick load. You know, the old sort of tap the butt on the floor,
Yes.
set the ball in, round the corner, voila.
Lovely. Right, Bracy, you take 1 shift of damage. Your 1 stress is already filled, isn't it?
2 stress, 2 is.
All right, so you can just fill the 1 stress. Right,
Yep.
Your arm's burning some more. You're madly trying to scrape this off. You've dropped your rifle on the floor. You're madly washing your hands in weak alcohol to rub it off.
Yep.
And it's burning and burning.
I'll carry on doing that because I think it's the only thing I can do.
Andy, would you please make a quickness roll of the difficulty of 2?
Certainly. Give us a second. There's me. There it is. There you go.
Right, you only rolled 1, so you don't manage to succeed, unfortunately. Next turn, you'll have to make a roll with a difficulty of 0 to load it.
That's fine.
So
I've always got my pistol loaded if I'm stuck.
that's true. So that was Andy and Bracy. It's now Dave's turn again.
I'll do a quick load and try and shoot this main.
Right, go ahead. Look at him, man. He's just hoying it in.
He's on it tonight.
Right. Those dice is on fire. Right, okay, give us a shot, Dave. Earl's standing in the way, so... Oh, man.
He curves that musket ball straight around his ear.
I'll actually lean one side when I hear him slap the...
Yeah, you hear the dunk click as he pulls the trigger back.
Which way do you lean, Earl?
You lean to one side. Sanballat looks victorious. He's like this look of victory appears on his face, and then a look of a flip ball appears in the middle of his face. And you shoot him dead, Dave. It all goes quiet. It all goes quiet. Other than the vague screaming of, "It burns, oh my God, it burns."
I will spin the spoon around my finger and put it back in its holster.
Right, okay.
And start reloading my pistols.
Right, you reload all your pistols.
And then I'm going to search our friend. Oh, no.
I reload my pistol as well.
Right, everybody reloads. You're moving to the room, presumably.
Well,
Yes.
when I finished reloading, is there still somebody in the other room wailing, "It burns, it burns"?
Yeah, you can vaguely hear Bracy. Bracy's voice from the other room.
I'll wander over and see if I can help.
Right, okay, Bracy, give me a clever roll, please. Andy runs over. You can see Bracy's stripped to the waist. He's got all this green goo all over him, and it's burning him like acid. He's busy trying to scrape it off and wash it off with the
Right,
barrel
well-
of weak alcohol, which I hope nobody's going to drink after all of this.
Well, if there's any sort of bits of cloth or clothing or whatever knocking about the place, I'll grab one, sort of ball it up, dunk it in, and give him a good rub down with it.
Right. He needs another +1 because you're
Right.
+1 for helping. So if you can make a clever roll, you can give him an advantage with a difficulty of
Right.
1. Right. Andy does this. He whips the thing round and he manages to get enough of it off you so that it's just uncomfortable. He looks like he's sunburned all down the side of his face and all down the side of one arm.
Thanks, Andy.
You're welcome.
Right.
Anytime.
The storage cavern. There were some expensive looking bolts of silk there on fire. Those casks were full of brandy, Andy. They all
They're on
went
fire.
bang. Other than that, Earl, the guy carries this intricately carved pipe and a set of dice. Other than the fact that his dress is on fire and what have you.
Right,
Yeah.
pipe and dice into the bag.
But as you can imagine, because there was 7 barrels of brandy and 1 barrel of gunpowder, thanks to Andy,
There's
You're welcome.
not much left of them.
the room is rapidly filling with flame, and you better hastily retreat out of there.
Are we going out or are we going in?
Right. Well, the sounds of the ocean came from the south bit.
Yeah, I'll head down them steps and look down. But I will do it carefully.
Right. The cavern opens into a small beach with a rowboat. There was a burnt scrap of paper on them as well. It basically had a tide and a date on. And because you had the book of the tides,
We can work out.
because you have the book of the tides and the scrap of paper, it looks like there's supposed to be some kind of delivery tonight.
Oh, we should be smugglers now.
Yep. Completely agree with that.
Right, Earl, the passage widens to the south in small to full camp. There's 3 small bolts of cloth and 5 small casks that you come past as you come into the beach cave. And the passage leads to a cave that opens directly into the sea. The tide is out at present and there's a little water in the cave, but there's an obvious high water mark 3 feet above the floor. Pulled up with the sloping cave floor is a small boat, perhaps large enough for 8 people, with oars, a strapped down mast and a neatly furled sail. A rope tied to the bow is being held down by a large boulder that serves as the anchor.
We've got a boat. Right, I'll head back to where the chaps are.
Right. Right. Dave, are you heading back into the room?
Yeah, I want to get. I don't want to be in this cavern when that cask of gunpowder goes off.
No, the cask of gunpowder went off and blew up and then set the brandy on fire and the silk and basically just everything. It's all fire all the time.
I'll just keep an eye on Earl, make sure he doesn't get into trouble.
Right, well, that's a practical impossibility. Right, so you congregate back in the room. Brissy's stripped to the waist, and it looks like a half-naked Andy in the body of a woman is rubbing him vigorously all over his upper torso. I mean, I'm not one to judge. I'm just saying what's happening.
You know, when we give these bodies back, what happens if one of them's pregnant?
No, I draw the line at that.
No, it's just a thought, though, really, isn't it? If you think about it, you could you could do all sorts of shenanigans to the poor buggers. Do they know we're going to be?
It depends. If you have prearranged to borrow the bodies, then they will know. But they will definitely not be expecting it to come back pregnant.
Or burned.
Or with weasel bites.
Or with new tattoos.
Yeah. And you are the heroes, you know. It's like, why have I got a tattoo on me in the thigh that says Brissy was here?
I'm sure I had hair on both sides of that.
Right, so Bracey's looking burnt all down one side, and there's like a puddle of semi-dissolved green goop all over the floor.
Did you have the custard for lunch from the canteen? Because you know what that does to you.
I just look at Earl and go, I'm mildly annoyed. That should tell you all you need to know.
Oh, Chelsea. So, we can go upstairs and flash in the pirates. They'll come in and make a landing. We can board their ship, disguised as smugglers, and take the ship. I don't know why we should do this. Aren't we supposed to be fixing whatever's wrong with this world? What's wrong with this world?
You just get an alert that there's like a disruption, and these are the coordinates. There's a disruption here. You're not sure why.
Well, surely those lion-looking guys are, they don't look like humans, so they shouldn't be in this parallel anyway, should they?
I don't know.
So something's wrong.
Well, there's definitely something up, but do we continue just killing people?
In general, when you've succeeded, shall we say, then they'll pull you back, because obviously the disruption will either diminished in power, or if you've managed to sail it completely, it'll dissipate, so then they can pull you back.
Right. Earl, how long have we got between these guys supposedly turning up and this exact second of time?
I will check my chronometer.
Right, so you've got a steampunky type pocket watch. Earl pulls it out. He gets this piece of paper. He flips open these books and he cross-references it. And he says, it looks like just after nightfall tonight.
We can signal them using the signals to tell them it's all clear. And when they land, we can just act like we're the guys, stack some barrels and that up, and then when they get off to load the thing, we'll just we'll take them out, jump on the boat, and sail back to them, looking like we're loading the ship. And then we'll board their ship and fix the ship, and hopefully that'll get us dragged. Then we can leap.
Possibly, or they could be dropping somebody off.
There could be.
In which case, we just execute them.
Yeah.
Sorry. We interrogate them. Then execute.
Could be. It seems very disruptory, this, to me. Yeah. There's a lot of disruptoriness going on. So I think that's the plan we're going to go with. Any other options? Nope. Good. We should.
From the cliffs, can we? Are the cliffs too high to basically get a bead down onto them?
No.
Have we got to be like on the beach for the little cove thing?
I was going to say we'll flash the lamp. Probably has to be flashed from the highest point of the building.
Well, from the cliff, if you flash it from the cliff, it looks like I said, the house is built on the tallest outcropping thing. So if you go to the edge of the cliff and flash from there, it'll be safe for miles and miles away.
Right. What codes did we have?
There's the codes that listed a long, short, which is it safe? And then there's a short, long, which is everything safe. And then there's a long, which is ready to unload, come to the ship.
Ready to unload, come to the ship. We must take the boats out to pick the stuff. Right, so we will wait, and then when it gets to about the time we're expecting, we will do the flash. We'll wait for their flash to see if they want to know if it's safe. Tell them it's all safe. Then they should tell us to come to the ship. Then we'll come down, load in the boat, and sail across to the ship. So we should take this time to make as many nasty surprises as possible. We have gunpowder.
I will retrace my steps and pick up my weapons, including my pasties.
Oh, we have another blunderbuss as well.
Yes. So you have a montage of making bombs and guns and knives and pointy sticks even. Basically just sharpen some pointy sticks.
Hang on. Doesn't somebody have the MacGyver thing?
That would be Davey.
Yeah,
Davey. Oh, Davey.
Yes, I do. Why?
George?
Invoke your MacGyver thing and we can get all sorts of weird ass traps and stuff like that.
Yep.
So that's literally what you want them to build is weird arse traps and stuff.
Yeah, I want them to MacGyver. Oh no, Rich, you know this blunderbuss? You can put all sorts into it.
It's a brown best musket. It's not a blunderbuss.
All right. Well,
you were going to load it with forks and spoons and stuff.
Of course, going to load it with forks. Right, MacGyver us up a load of destructive danger.
Can you MacGyver me a 20mm M163 autocannon? If not, don't worry.
Right, so you spend some time building traps during the day, okay? I'm assuming there's nothing else you want to do. Are you sending one person up to do the signaling? Are you all going up?
Shall we search the rest of this house as well, just in case? While we're there.
I would say you probably don't need to.
Okay.
I mean, you could. There's other stuff in there, but it's just fighty stuff. To be fair,
it's okay. Well, as long as there's nothing that's going to
sneak up. It's not good storytelling. You've covered the major parts so far.
Right. I just tend to my wounds and I don't know. Is there anything you can whip up in the alchemy lab for like heal potions or med kits or stuff like that?
Dave the engineer, you're like, Dave, can you make heal potions? He's like, what are you talking about, you absolute fucking idiot? I mean, I know we're talking skeletons and things. Just a question, does anybody know where you are or what's going on?
Say again?
Does anybody know where you are or what's going on?
Yeah, we're in a smuggler's den.
Right. I was just wondering if you'd figured it out, Al.
Well, I vaguely think it's based on. Oh God.
No, it's okay.
I've got two options. One of them is a film, and the other one is a role play.
Dr. Son?
No. Right. So it is now 10:24. Do you want us to keep going?
Whiskey
for a little while?
Innsmouth.
Do you want us to keep going for a little while? Does anybody need to go?
I'm happy.
I would be happy to, but I kind of have had no sleep today and I'm knackered.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll finish up. Right. So we'll just say that you make your preparations. You hide out on the top. Night falls. You wait for maybe an hour, and then you see a blinking light that says it blinks long, short, short, short.
I check what that says in the code book.
That says, "Is it safe?"
I will reply with, "It is safe." You know the
short, long, long. Right. So Earl holds the wooded blanket and it goes blink, 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 and then that takes for a minute or something or so, and then there is long, 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 and which is ready to come aboard, come to the ship. So where you see this light, it looks like it's really far away out into the ocean, but as you're watching, you hear, and what you see, there's a massive shape blots out the dark moonlight, and a giant airship with a gondola comes sailing in towards you.
Oh God!
And then slowly starts to descend into the ocean.
Oh, that's perfect.
And that's where we'll leave it for the night.